I'm sliding with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you're trying to go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it, kill it, and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressing all black.
Well, we've had spotty showers since about 7 a.m. here in D.C., and the radar indicates it's going to continue, but nothing to stop football from happening at FedEx Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Washington Redskins. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go. Check 55. Check 55. Topper. Monday.
They'll run on first down. Benjamin, and he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Hey, alert. Check it back.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rosen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Rosen. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
Now the first carry for Bryce Love, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
From the gun, Haskins on third down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Play action here with Rosen. His throw incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Well, the fans should be applauding this defense right now. It's an excellent job. They force a 3 and out, and they should be able to set up their guys with great field position, probably near midfield or better.
Fielded at the 33. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Redskins will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, here's Love. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Love. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kimball Fuller, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Rosen. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the 1st quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. 1st quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to win.
And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right?
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Washington. Allen Robinson, 76 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flushed from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's enough.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Deron Payne able to record his 5th sack of the season. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And he'll give it here to his running back. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They go play action. It's Rosen. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. 2nd quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's the Redskins in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Under 10, 10.
Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. This is Love. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now Haskins, 3rd and long. He's airing it out for Williams. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Rashard Robinson with a pick.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Here's a run on 1st down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. On 1st down, Benjamin fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Benjamin. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
On play action, Rosen. Benjamin's got it. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try the left side. Benjamin. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
36 to Mike. I don't think you've got it. 36. Double dog. That's the way.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0. Ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Watch out. Hey, quarter. Watch it.
On 3rd down, Rosen. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
They'll run on first down. Benjamin. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. On 2nd down now. Benjamin. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Check 31, check 31. Check.
Now a give, right side. Benjamin trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll try the left side. Benjamin. And able to work his way down to the 16. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. On 3rd down, Benjamin. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. 4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Trying to lay one up deep. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
Watch 36 to Mike. Watch the pass.
After the interception, here's Rosen. Completes it to Benjamin. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Check 15, check 15.
Hug. Hey, Steve 6.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Hey, alert, alert. Middle.
To throw is Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we've reached halftime here in D.C. in our nation's capital with a home team, the Redskins, on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here we go. Watch time. Tight your rope. Hey.
On third down, here's Love. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Throwing now, Haskins on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Trayvon Mullen, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now a give, right side. Benjamin. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
Hey, alert. Monday. Hey, Haywood. Check right. Watch 85. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5.
Watch the screen. Monday.
They'll run it. This is Muhammad. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they get the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
They go again with Muhammad. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Rosen off the play action, sliding out of the pocket. He may try and run for this. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
Carlson able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now a give running right is Love. And now running right through it. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
53, Mike 53. I got you, punk. Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Echo, echo.
They go play action with Haskins. Gonna let one fly for Rob. And now here is another interception. TJ Green with a pick. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7.
Makes the score Raiders 10, Redskins 7.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Here's Love again. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
A pickup of 5 that time and a first down. Back now at FedEx Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a play fake here on first down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 44. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll run with Muhammad. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
Well, partner, if we had their entire playbook in front of us, I'm not sure we would have picked out that play as the one to run in that situation. How about the guts of the offensive coordinator? Dialing that one up into great success.
180. Let's go, defense. 80.
On first down, Benjamin. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Redskins take over first and 10.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Now it's Haskins looking here for Smith downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to get into the end zone. So the fake spike works, and they score. Jonnu Smith, his 4th touchdown on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful careful with it, and again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Hey, Delta. Recon, 132 fighter. Kill.
From the gun, it's Rosen. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
The offense retains possession.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And again this time to the tailback. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock. In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Go!
536. Get in the weight room. Watch 36. 36 to Mike.
And now it's Rosen looking. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Oakland. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, I 7.
536. 5. Alert.
They'll try and throw for it with Rosen. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. The 20. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Redskins touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's
Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Redskins' 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Middle.
They'll try to left side. Benjamin. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Obi Melifonwu with the tackle.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
On 2nd down, Muhammad. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Switch gears.
Monday.
55's my guy, 55. Watch the out.
Hey, Foxtrot.
55. Right there in the middle, 55.
Quarterback.
They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Monday.
36.
80. Hey, Alpha.
Whip. Watch the whip.
Alert.
Rosen to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked him a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Hug. Monday. Hey,
He's checking crap.
They're going on 4th down. Rosen. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
And that one, Oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
Past the 20, and he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Rosen looking to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. One final shot here for Rosen. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. So hail to the Redskins as they get the victory here. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Redskins, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
I'm a dog, I'ma need a bone for my whole team. I'ma let it go like feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Yeah, I've been so my frustration, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound to surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, no, you don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, dog. This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People wanna know where Mace, Poss, and Dave went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred.